Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, now.
Welcome to IoT Nuggets.
Welcome to IoT Nuggets. There it is.
All right.
We are back for
Yes,
another episode with Mr. Mike Lawless of DCS, the EVP of Sales there. And their website is dcsbusiness.com. Joining me, as always, is the illustrious Mr. Steve Brummer from I can't even clap. I got a sprained arm here, a broken arm.
Broken arm.
But,
Yeah.
you know,
we don't even want to go and understand the stories behind that arm, okay?
You know,
That's another segment.
You got to be able to play hurt. You know, you got to be able to push forward and do the thing. And here we are.
Friday Night Nuggets.
You got it. You got it. And, you know, in the first two episodes already that we've covered, we've talked about DCS and the background a little bit, why they're successful. Then we talked a little bit more about the solutions portfolio. And now we're going to lead into what's coming down the pike, emerging solutions. Mike is going to share some of those things with us. And with that said, take it away, gentlemen.
You got it. Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Doug.
So Mike, right now, everybody in our industry, and you know, you and I have been in it a long time. I think, you know, for me, it's a lot longer than you. But the concept is that this industry continues to change dramatically around emerging technologies that are tied to emerging solutions and product offerings that our clients are asking about. Now, they're asking about it because they're reading about it, and some of them are a little bit of, you know, a stretch. Some of them aren't ready for prime time. You know, I keep on hearing this Wi-Fi 6 stuff, and I go, okay, you know, if I hear another 5G IoT, 6G IoT scenario, I'm going to throw up. So tell us a little bit about your approach around emerging solutions and emerging technologies.
Yeah, this is great, Steve. This is one of my favorite topics, right? And it's really part of why, you know, it's what keeps me interested really in the space, right? I don't know that I would be in IoT if it wasn't emerging, right? If it wasn't constantly changing. And there's challenges there too, right? Because IoT is this horizontal line, right? What does it mean? And then there's silos, right? There's different vertical markets that companies can select and go up and down. And you know, sometimes you have to focus on one or a few or whatever, but the emerging solutions, we have to, you know, part of our lab services and everything is we have to do that. We have to be part of that. So we have to be testing some of those emerging solutions. And it has certainly been happening. You know, this paradigm shift really seems to be shifting a little bit, and you're seeing everybody testing things, right? So with the 2G sunset, 3G sunset, okay, 4G, what does that mean? You know, it's a marketing term really, but what does that mean? And then you've got other things, Cat-M, NB-IoT, right? Like you mentioned, Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 6, LoRaWAN, right? I mean, just great, amazing stuff, right? But where does it tip? Where does it go from here, and where does it hit that tipping point? What's the use case? What's that application where it reaches those economies of scale? You know, Andy Doe, I saw one of your earlier IoT Nuggets, spoke so well about helium, right? And I love what those guys are doing with helium. Mm-hmm. Very interesting also, you know, to see where that goes. But we don't want to be that bleeding edge either, right? And we certainly don't want to put any of our partners at risk. So we want to do a lot of the testing. We want to do a lot of the vetting of those solutions, right? So a lot of where we've kind of found ourselves in the last 5 years, 7 years, is a lot in telematics, right? And that's meant different things to different people depending on what their needs are. But for emerging solutions, we've really fit in there. And then our next step or our next evolution is in sensors. And we've done some work there with our My Sensor solution and other things. And then going beyond that is really even expanding that out into a, how can I say this, into like a microsite or whatever, where like a restaurant or food service industry as a, you know, a gateway that has all these peripherals, right? So we do a lot of that in our lab with our lab services. And then we mentioned in a previous segment with ITE and other carrier partners who have specific use cases. But we try and keep our thumb on the pulse of what's happening, bring everything in, don't discriminate. Let's test it all. Let's try it out and put it through its paces.
So can you talk a little bit about some use cases so that people understand a little bit more about those emerging solutions and technologies and how you guys are handling that?
Yeah. So let's talk. I'll tell you what. So let's talk a little bit, like I said, about just telematics, Steve. Right. Okay. So
Video.
Use cases. A telematics use case in the past has been just that, right? So it's dots on a map. Thank you for the right. Exactly. It's been dots on a map. And one of the phrases I like to use.
Okay.
I like to say beyond dots on a map, right? Our MyFleet solution is beyond dots on a map, right? It's emerging, right? And what does that mean? Things like PTO or power takeoff, right? So telematics is sure dots on a map, but I said earlier too is the plowing, right? We're going into the winter season, right? So our partners that are in more northern climates, snowplows, salters are incredibly important. Not only where are they, what are they doing, right? What's going on? We used to have a phrase at Kyocera 10 years ago, your machine would like a word with you, right? And it's, yeah, I'm plowing, right? The plow is down. I've plowed this road. Make that color line green, right? So when this plow goes, it doesn't go over that road again, right? So that is, that's telematics, right? Or what telematics use cases have been. What we're seeing now is asset management, right? The next thing is kind of asset management. So high value assets, right? And it's up to people really what they consider a high value asset. And we've seen some really interesting use cases, things that I just didn't think would be valuable, right? But they are things like, a seed bin, right? And that could just mean, and it's really, Steve, it's for logistical reasons, right? It's not so much for the dots on a map, but it's the man hours that are lost. Hey, let me call Steve and see where the crane is. Hey, where's that generator? Let me text Sue, right? And all those man hours are lost. And okay, we found it. You got 10 people involved for an hour. You just lost 10 man hours when you can go onto that single pane of glass using our managed services, understand where it is, and go recover that asset or stolen vehicle recovery or whatever it is, right? So telematics, asset management, and really where I love where the space is going now is video telematics. And I just love that as an emerging space right now, right? And it's a no-brainer, right? It's Thank You for Smoking was the film. Remember the film Thank You for Smoking or the book? There was the Colonel, right? And the Colonel was his sales rep or whatever, if you want to call it, was to encourage people to smoke. And he's like, listen, it's sexy, it's cool, your work is done for you. Just get out there. I see video telematics the same way, right? It's you can actually see everything that's happening. So for safety reasons, no brainer, right? You can see exactly what's going on. For risk mitigation, right? For any false claims and insurance, it's all there. And then of course, and the most obvious is fuel costs. So video telematics is all the stuff we talked about with telematics, but now you have video as well, right? It's irrefutable. It's admissible in court. Here's the information. It's done. And all the costs are pretty much paid for by the reduction on your insurance. So those are some use cases I love for emerging type solutions.
One of the biggest challenges that I see with emerging is the education factor, trying to explain to people all these different technologies and all the different options that they have and licensed versus unlicensed and why video is important. It's just incredible that you and I are students of the game. We've been doing this a while. It is about education. It is about going to trade shows and understanding and hearing people and getting on webinars and utilizing IoT Nuggets for these short educational benefits of everybody. So it's a big part of the emerging areas within the IoT space. So really good thing. Excellent.
Yeah, that's why I love the video, right? It's done when they see it, they're like, there's my guy, right?
Yep, exactly.
There's the accident. Okay.
Excellent.
I'll buy 20.
You got it. All right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Awesome information as usual. Mr. Cohen.
Oh, thank you, Steve. And yeah, great stuff once again. Always very exciting to hear about what's emerging in the space. So thank you, Mike, for sharing some of that with us and some of the things that DCS Business is doing. DCSbusiness.com is the website, remember, and you can also go to bhiotgroup.com to connect with Steve, John Hubler, and the rest of their team to talk about whatever you might be trying to bring to market in the IoT space. And if you have something to share in that regard, let us know. We'll have you on the show as a guest. Make sure you connect on LinkedIn and YouTube, where all of these nuggets are. You can binge them all.
And on the website.
And go to the website as well. They actually are on the website.
Yeah, every one of them.
Yep. So thanks again, everybody. We will be back with one last segment in this series with Mike to talk about carrier partners and some of those things with DCS. And we'll see you then.
Cool. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya. Have a great day, everybody.